Welcome back to the channel The Coin Empire. Today we are diving into one of the most shocking and mysterious stories in the world of rare coin collecting, a tiny copper coin that most people would never notice in their pocket change, yet collectors and experts believe certain rare versions of the 1972 Lincoln 1-cent coin could potentially be worth an unbelievable $92 million because of rare errors, minting mistakes, historical importance, impossible combinations, and mysterious features that continue to amaze the coin community across the world. Imagine finding a simple penny in an old jar, dusty piggy bank, garage sale box, or inherited coin collection, only to discover that this ordinary-looking coin might contain rare characteristics that transform it into one of the most valuable coins ever discussed by collectors. The 1972 Lincoln cent was produced at the Denver Mint during a fascinating period in American coin history when minting technology was improving, but mistakes still happened more often than many people realize. Billions of pennies were struck during that era, but among those billions, a few unusual pieces escaped the mint with strange flaws, unique errors, and impossible features that made collectors obsess over them for decades. One of the biggest reasons why the 1972 penny attracts massive attention is because of the possibility of double dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, die clashes, broad strikes, clipped planchets, wrong metal compositions, and experimental minting accidents that should never have existed in the first place. Every time a collector examines one of these coins under magnification, there is a chance they could discover tiny details that completely change the value of the coin forever. Some collectors have spent years searching through rolls of pennies hoping to uncover a hidden treasure, and stories continue to spread across the coin collecting world about people finding rare mint errors in places nobody expected. The Lincoln cent itself already carries tremendous historical significance because it honors President Abraham Lincoln, one of the most respected leaders in American history, and by 1972 the coin had already become a familiar symbol in everyday American life. But what makes certain 1972 pennies truly legendary are the rare combinations of mistakes that create a perfect storm of rarity and mystery. Imagine a coin struck slightly off-center while also displaying dramatic doubling on the lettering, combined with a die crack running across Lincoln's portrait and an unusually bright copper color caused by a rare metal mixture. Such a coin would instantly become the center of attention among serious collectors and investors. The Denver Mint mark represented by the small d beneath the date is itself important because collectors often compare coins from Philadelphia, San Francisco, and Denver to identify differences in strike quality, metal composition, and minting behavior. Some experts believe that during production runs in 1972, certain dies were improperly prepared or excessively worn, leading to dramatic visual abnormalities that slipped into circulation unnoticed. These errors can include distorted lettering in Liberty, strange shadows around the date, ghost-like doubling around "In God We Trust," and unusual surfaces that reflect light differently than normal pennies. The idea of a penny reaching a value as high as $92 million sounds impossible to ordinary people, but in the world of elite collectibles, value is determined by rarity, demand, historical significance, condition, publicity, and the uniqueness of the mistake itself. If a one-of-a-kind coin appeared with features never seen before, wealthy collectors could compete fiercely to own it, pushing the value into extraordinary territory. Some collectors compare these rare pennies to famous treasures hidden in plain sight, because most people never inspect their coins carefully enough to recognize what they are holding. There are stories of valuable coins being spent accidentally at gas stations, dropped into vending machines, or forgotten inside drawers for decades before someone finally realized their importance. The 1972 penny has become surrounded by theories and speculation because some examples appear with unusual thickness, strange coloration, or mysterious strike patterns that experts struggle to explain completely. Certain collectors believe experimental planchets may have been accidentally used during production, creating coins with incorrect metal ratios that are dramatically different from normal cents of the period. Others believe that some coins were struck using damaged dies that created spectacular visual distortions impossible to duplicate intentionally. Coin grading companies play a huge role in determining value because condition matters enormously in the rare coin market. A 1972 penny preserved in near-perfect mint condition with blazing luster, sharp details, and a dramatic error could be worth vastly more than a worn example. Collectors study every tiny detail including Lincoln's hair, the texture of the fields, the sharpness of the wheat-like details in the memorial design, and the exact appearance of the mint mark. Even microscopic imperfections can influence a coin's desirability and market value. One especially fascinating possibility involves double die errors, where the coin design appears duplicated because the die itself received multiple impressions at slightly different angles during manufacturing. These doubled features can sometimes be seen clearly in the date, lettering, or Lincoln's profile, creating a dramatic appearance that collectors love. Although the 1972 double die coins from Philadelphia are already famous among collectors, rumors and discoveries involving unusual Denver examples continue to excite treasure hunters searching through old penny collections. Another extraordinary error involves off-center strikes, where the coin blank fails to align properly during minting, causing part of the design to disappear while leaving blank space on the coin. The more dramatic and visually striking the error, the more collectors often desire the coin. If an off-center 1972 penny also displayed additional rare characteristics, its value could increase tremendously. Die cracks are another important feature because they occur when minting dies begin to fracture after repeated use under intense pressure. These cracks create raised lines on the finished coins and can become extremely dramatic if the die deteriorates badly enough. Some collectors actively seek massive die breaks known as cut errors, where chunks of the die actually break away and leave missing areas on the coin design. The mystery surrounding ultra-valuable pennies often grows because private collectors sometimes keep their discoveries secret for years, waiting for the perfect moment to reveal them to the public. Auction houses occasionally unveil previously unknown rarities that shock the entire coin collecting community, leading many people to search through their own coins hoping to uncover similar treasures. The possibility that a rare 1972 penny could still be hidden somewhere keeps excitement alive among collectors of all ages. Some people search bank rolls every week, carefully examining each coin under magnification looking for tiny clues that others missed. Others visit estate sales, flea markets, antique shops, and storage auctions hoping to find forgotten collections containing hidden rarities. The idea that a coin originally worth 1 cent could become worth millions captures the imagination because it transforms ordinary pocket change into a potential life-changing discovery. Another factor that adds to the legend of the 1972 penny is the importance of authentication. Because valuable error coins attract attention, counterfeiters sometimes attempt to fake rare features using altered coins, added mint marks, or artificial doubling. Professional grading and authentication services therefore become essential for confirming whether a coin is genuinely rare or merely altered after leaving the mint. Genuine mint errors display specific characteristics that experts recognize through years of experience studying metal flow, strike patterns, and die behavior. Some collectors spend decades developing the skills needed to identify authentic rarities from clever imitations. The surfaces of a genuine error coin often reveal clues invisible to ordinary observers, including unusual texture patterns, strike pressure indicators, and microscopic details created during the minting process itself. The copper composition of early 1970s pennies also contributes to collector interest because these coins were produced before later changes in metal content. Many collectors prefer older copper cents because of their heavier feel, rich appearance, and historical connection to earlier American coinage traditions. A rare 1972 penny struck on an unusual planchet or transitional metal could therefore become exceptionally desirable. Stories continue circulating among collectors about pennies discovered with incorrect metals, missing layers, or strange alloy mixtures that created unique appearances never intended by the mint. Such mysteries fuel endless speculation and excitement within the hobby. The condition known as red mint state is especially prized among collectors because it describes pennies retaining their original bright copper red color without fading into brown tones over time. A flawless red 1972 penny with dramatic mint errors would attract extraordinary attention at major auctions, particularly if it represented a previously unknown variety. Wealthy collectors competing for elite rarities can drive prices into astonishing territory, especially when the coin becomes famous through media coverage and collector publications. Some experts believe the future value of rare error coins could continue rising as more collectors enter the hobby and demand for unique historical artifacts increases globally. The Internet has also. Next, 1976 1-cent coin. Today we are exploring one of the most mysterious and unbelievable stories in the entire world of coin collecting, the incredible legend of the 1976 Lincoln 1-cent coin that collectors believe could reach an astonishing value of $88 million because of rare minting errors, strange mistakes, hidden varieties, impossible features, and mysterious production accidents that transformed an ordinary penny into a potential treasure beyond imagination. Most people never pay attention to pennies because they seem too common and too small to matter, but experienced collectors understand that some of the greatest treasures in American coin history were once ordinary coins sitting unnoticed in pockets, jars, cash registers, old piggy banks, and forgotten family collections. The 1976 Lincoln cent carries special fascination because it was produced during America's bicentennial era, a period filled with patriotic celebrations, historical commemorations, and enormous coin production across United States mints. While millions upon millions of pennies were created during that year, hidden among those massive production numbers were a few extraordinary coins carrying unusual errors and mysterious flaws that continue to excite collectors decades later. The idea that a single penny could someday be worth $88 million sounds impossible to many people, but in the elite world of rare coins, extraordinary mistakes combined with historical significance and extreme rarity can create unbelievable value. Collectors search tirelessly for coins that escape the mint with strange characteristics because those imperfections tell stories about what happened during the manufacturing process. Every scratch, doubled letter, die crack, missing detail, or unusual metal appearance can reveal clues about the exact conditions inside the mint when the coin was created. The 1976 penny becomes even more exciting because of the countless possibilities for mint errors that could exist within surviving examples. Some collectors believe that during high-speed coin production in 1976, damaged dies, misaligned machines, worn equipment, and rushed operations may have produced pennies unlike anything seen before or since. These mysterious coins may still be hidden in ordinary collections waiting to be discovered by someone patient enough to examine their change carefully. One of the most famous possibilities involves double die errors, where the design appears duplicated because the die received multiple impressions at slightly different positions during production. This doubling can affect the date, lettering, Lincoln's portrait, or even the memorial building on the reverse side of the coin. Strong doubling creates a dramatic appearance that collectors love because it makes the coin visually unique and immediately recognizable. Imagine finding a 1976 penny where the numbers in the date appear doubled so clearly that they almost look like shadows beneath the original digits. Such a coin would instantly attract attention from experts and collectors around the world. Some double die errors are subtle and visible only under magnification, while others are so dramatic that anyone can notice them immediately. The stronger and rarer the doubling, the more valuable the coin may become. Another major reason why certain 1976 pennies could command incredible prices is the possibility of off-center strikes. These errors occur when the blank coin fails to align correctly with the dies during the minting process, causing part of the design to miss the coin entirely while leaving empty blank areas visible. Off-center strikes are fascinating because they visually reveal the chaos of a minting accident frozen forever in metal. The farther off-center the strike appears while still showing a visible date, the more desirable the coin often becomes among collectors. Imagine a 1976 penny struck 50% off-center while also displaying doubled lettering and a dramatic die crack across Lincoln's portrait. A coin with such a rare combination of errors could become a once-in-a-lifetime discovery worth unimaginable amounts of money. Die cracks themselves are another feature that collectors study obsessively. Coin dies endure enormous pressure during production, and over time those dies can begin to fracture. When cracks form in the die, raised lines appear on the finished coins. Some die cracks remain tiny and difficult to notice, but others grow into massive jagged lines stretching across the coin's surface. In extreme cases, pieces of the die actually break away completely, creating what collectors call cut errors, where blobs of raised metal appear along the edge of the coin. These dramatic flaws transform ordinary pennies into fascinating mint-made mistakes with unique personalities impossible to duplicate exactly. The 1976 penny also attracts attention because of possible planchet errors. A planchet is the blank metal disc used to strike a coin before the design is added. If something goes wrong during planchet preparation, the resulting coin may have unusual thickness, strange coloration, missing metal, clipped edges, or incorrect composition. Some collectors speculate that experimental metal mixtures or accidental use of foreign planchets may have occurred during the 1970s, creating rare pennies with mysterious appearances and unexpected weights. A 1976 penny struck on the wrong metal could instantly become one of the most valuable error coins ever discovered. Collectors carefully weigh suspicious coins because even tiny differences in weight may reveal extraordinary minting accidents. The Lincoln Cent series remains one of the most popular coin series in the United States because nearly everyone has handled these coins at some point in their lives. This widespread familiarity makes rare varieties even more exciting because they hide among ordinary change unnoticed by most people. Stories continue spreading across the coin collecting community about valuable pennies discovered in bank rolls, inherited collections, junk drawers, garage sales, and even parking lots. Many collectors began their hobby after hearing tales of ordinary people discovering life-changing treasures in the most unexpected places. The possibility that another ultra-rare 1976 penny could still exist somewhere keeps the excitement alive year after year. During the bicentennial era, the United States Mint operated under tremendous pressure to produce enough coins for commerce, and high production speeds increased the chances of mistakes slipping through quality control unnoticed. Some experts believe that overworked dies and rapid manufacturing created unusual strike characteristics on certain 1976 pennies. Weak strikes, for example, occur when insufficient pressure prevents the design from fully transferring onto the coin. These weakly struck coins may show missing details in Lincoln's hair, faded lettering, or incomplete features on the memorial building. Although weak strikes alone are not always extremely valuable, unusual examples combined with other rare errors can become highly desirable. Another fascinating possibility involves broad strikes, which occur when coins are struck outside the retaining collar that normally shapes the coin's edge. Broad-struck pennies appear wider and flatter than normal because the metal spreads outward during striking. These unusual coins often look distorted and dramatic, making them favorites among error collectors. If a 1976 broad-struck penny also displayed doubling, die cracks, or unusual coloration, collectors would likely compete fiercely to own it. Some rare pennies gain legendary status because of their unique appearance combined with the mystery surrounding their origin. The exact circumstances that created certain errors may never be fully understood, adding to their fascination and value. Collectors enjoy imagining the moment a particular coin was struck deep inside the mint decades ago, unaware that it would someday become a famous rarity discussed around the world. Coin grading also plays an enormous role in determining value. Even an extremely rare error coin becomes far more valuable if preserved in exceptional condition. Collectors examine every tiny detail including luster, surface quality, color, strike sharpness, and wear. A 1976 penny graded in near-perfect mint condition with blazing red surfaces and dramatic mint errors could command astonishing prices at auction because high-grade examples are often incredibly scarce. Copper coins naturally darken and deteriorate over time, so finding an older penny with original bright red color can be extremely difficult. Coins described as red mint state remain especially desirable because they appear almost exactly as they did when leaving the mint decades earlier. Some collectors store their coins carefully for generations, protecting them from moisture, fingerprints, and environmental damage. Others accidentally spend valuable coins without realizing their significance. This constant cycle of loss and rediscovery contributes to the mystery surrounding rare pennies. Another reason why the 1976 penny fascinates collectors is the possibility of repunched mint marks or unusual mint mark placements. During certain periods in coin production history, mint marks were punched into dies by hand, creating opportunities for mistakes and variations. Although the process changed over time, unusual mint mark varieties remain highly collectible. Collectors study mint marks carefully looking for doubling, misalignment, unusual shapes, or evidence of overpunching. Tiny differences invisible to ordinary people can sometimes transform a common coin into a legendary rarity. Some 1976 pennies may also display dramatic die clashes, which occur when the coin dies strike each other without a plan. Next 2010 D1 cent coin. Today we are uncovering one of the most unbelievable modern coin mysteries ever discussed in the world of rare coin collecting, the incredible story of the 2010 D Lincoln 1-cent coin that collectors believe could reach an astonishing value of $84 million because of rare minting errors, impossible mistakes, secret varieties, strange production flaws, and mysterious features hidden within what appears to be an ordinary penny. Most people never think twice about a 1-cent coin because pennies are often ignored, dropped into jars, forgotten in drawers, or left behind in cup holders and pockets, but experienced collectors understand that some of the most valuable treasures in American coin history started as everyday coins nobody noticed. The 2010 D penny is especially fascinating because it belongs to the modern era of coin production, a time when advanced minting technology was supposed to reduce mistakes and improve consistency, yet somehow rare errors and unusual varieties still managed to escape into circulation. This makes every major discovery involving a 2010 D penny even more exciting because collectors know that truly dramatic modern errors are much harder to find than older examples. The idea that a single penny from 2010 could someday be worth $84 million sounds impossible, but the world of rare coins has always been full of surprises where tiny minting accidents transformed ordinary coins into legendary collectibles worth fortunes beyond imagination. The Lincoln Cent series remains one of the most widely collected coin series in America, and millions of people search through their spare change every year hoping to discover hidden treasures among ordinary coins. During 2010, the Denver Mint produced massive numbers of pennies for circulation, but among those millions may have been a few extraordinary coins struck under unusual conditions that created unique combinations of errors never intended by the mint. Collectors study these possibilities obsessively because rare minting mistakes often become more valuable over time as examples disappear into collections or are lost forever. One of the biggest reasons why the 2010 D penny attracts attention is the possibility of double die errors. A double die occurs when the coin die receives multiple impressions during manufacturing at slightly different angles or positions, causing the final design to appear doubled on the coin itself. This doubling can affect the date, the word liberty, the phrase "In God We Trust," Lincoln's profile, or even details on the reverse shield design introduced around that era. Strong doubling creates a dramatic visual effect that collectors instantly recognize and admire because it represents a genuine mistake made during the die preparation process. Imagine finding a 2010 D penny where the lettering appears duplicated so clearly that it looks like a shadow beneath the original design. Such a coin would immediately attract worldwide interest among collectors and grading companies. Some double dies are subtle and visible only under magnification, while others are dramatic enough for anyone to notice with the naked eye. The rarer and more obvious the doubling, the more valuable the coin may become. Another extraordinary possibility involves off-center strikes. These errors occur when the blank coin fails to align properly between the dies during striking, causing part of the design to miss the coin entirely while leaving blank empty areas visible. Off-center errors are among the most visually striking mint mistakes because they clearly reveal the chaos of a production accident frozen forever in metal. A 2010 D penny struck significantly off-center while still showing the full date could become incredibly valuable, especially if combined with other rare features such as doubling or unusual coloration. Collectors love dramatic errors because no two examples are exactly alike, making each coin unique. The mystery surrounding unique errors often drives values far beyond ordinary expectations because collectors compete fiercely for one-of-a-kind pieces. Another important category of mint errors involves die cracks and die breaks. Coin dies operate under tremendous pressure during production, striking thousands upon thousands of coins repeatedly. Over time, the metal dies can begin to crack from stress and fatigue. When this happens, raised lines appear on the coins struck by those damaged dies. Some die cracks remain tiny and difficult to detect, while others become massive jagged lines stretching across the coin's surface. In extreme situations, pieces of the die break away completely, creating what collectors call cut errors, where blobs of raised metal appear on the coin. A dramatic cut error on a 2010 penny could transform an otherwise ordinary coin into an extraordinary rarity. Collectors examine coins carefully under bright lights and magnification, searching for these tiny clues because they tell the hidden story of the minting process. The 2010 penny also fascinates collectors because of possible planchet errors. Before coins are struck, blank discs called planchets are prepared using carefully controlled metal compositions and dimensions. If something goes wrong during planchet production, the resulting coin may display unusual thickness, clipped edges, incorrect weight, strange color, or improper metal composition. Some collectors speculate that rare experimental planchets or accidental use of foreign blanks may occasionally slip into production lines, creating coins unlike any others. A 2010 penny struck on the wrong metal could instantly become one of the most valuable modern era coins ever discovered. Collectors often weigh suspicious coins carefully because even slight differences from standard weight may indicate an extraordinary minting mistake. Another reason why the 2010 penny remains exciting is because modern minting technology makes major errors rarer than ever before. Advanced quality control systems catch many mistakes before coins enter circulation, meaning surviving dramatic errors become exceptionally scarce. This scarcity can create enormous demand whenever important examples appear at auction. Some collectors believe that a unique 2010 penny with impossible combinations of errors could theoretically command prices beyond imagination because modern one-of-a-kind errors are so difficult to find. The mystery of hidden treasures among everyday coins keeps millions of people searching through their change, hoping to uncover something extraordinary. Stories circulate constantly about valuable coins discovered in cash registers, bank rolls, old jars, estate sales, and inherited collections. Some people unknowingly spend rare coins every day because they never examine them closely enough to notice unusual features. Others accidentally discover valuable errors while casually sorting spare change at home. The idea that an ordinary penny could contain life-changing value captures the imagination of collectors across the world. Another fascinating possibility involving the 2010 penny is the existence of die clashes. A die clash occurs when the front and back dies strike each other without a planchet between them. This accidental collision transfers parts of one design onto the opposite die, creating strange ghost-like impressions on future coins struck by those damaged dies. Die clash marks can appear as mysterious lines, shapes, or distorted features that confuse inexperienced collectors but excite experts who understand their origin. Strong die clashes combined with doubling or off-center strikes could make a 2010 penny extraordinarily desirable. The reverse design of modern Lincoln cents also adds excitement because collectors study tiny shield details, lettering alignment, and surface textures, searching for unusual varieties. Even microscopic differences can sometimes reveal important minting anomalies. Some collectors spend years studying only one specific coin series because they know hidden varieties remain undiscovered even decades after production. The coin collecting community constantly searches for newly recognized errors because technological advances allow experts to examine coins in greater detail than ever before. High-resolution photography and digital magnification reveal tiny features invisible to earlier generations of collectors. This means valuable discoveries can still emerge from coins people previously considered ordinary. The condition of a coin also plays a massive role in determining value. A rare error coin preserved in near-perfect mint condition becomes far more valuable than a heavily worn example. Collectors examine every detail, including luster, surface quality, strike sharpness, and color preservation. Modern pennies are especially difficult to preserve perfectly because their copper-plated zinc composition can easily develop spots, scratches, or discoloration over time. A flawless 2010 penny displaying blazing original color and dramatic minting errors would attract enormous attention from collectors and investors alike. Some collectors believe the finest known examples of important modern errors may eventually rival legendary classic rarities in value because so few pristine examples survive. Another important factor is population rarity. If only one or two examples of a particular error variety exist, competition among collectors can become extremely intense. Unique coins often achieve astonishing prices because wealthy buyers understand they may never have another opportunity to own such a rarity. A one-of-a-kind 2010 D penny with spectacular errors, unusual composition, and exceptional condition could theoretically become one of the most famous modern pennies ever discovered. Media attention would likely increase demand even. Last 2000 D 1-cent coin. Today we are diving deep into one of the most unbelievable coin mysteries ever discussed among collectors, the shocking story of the 2000 D Lincoln 1-cent coin that some believe could be worth an astonishing $80 million because of rare minting errors, impossible production mistakes, hidden varieties, mysterious flaws, and extraordinary combinations of features that transformed an ordinary penny into a legendary treasure. Most people never look closely at pennies because they seem too common to matter, but experienced collectors understand that hidden among billions of ordinary coins are a few rare examples carrying mistakes so unusual and so fascinating that they become priceless pieces of history. The 2000 D penny is especially interesting because it was produced during the beginning of a brand new millennium, a symbolic moment in modern American history when coin production was running at extremely high speeds to meet public demand. During periods of massive production, mistakes can happen unexpectedly, and those mistakes sometimes create coins unlike anything collectors have ever seen before. The idea that a single penny from the year 2000 could someday reach a value of $80 million sounds impossible, yet the world of rare coin collecting has repeatedly proven that tiny minting accidents can create objects worth fortunes beyond imagination. Collectors around the world search through pocket change, coin rolls, old jars, estate sales, and inherited collections because they know valuable discoveries still happen every single year. The Lincoln Cent series remains one of the most popular coin series ever created in the United States, meaning millions of people actively study these coins searching for hidden treasures. The 2000 D penny, struck at the Denver Mint, carries special fascination because modern minting technology was supposed to eliminate major mistakes, yet dramatic errors still managed to escape quality control systems and enter circulation unnoticed. This makes every significant 2000 D error coin extremely exciting because modern errors are often much rarer than older examples from earlier decades. One of the most famous possibilities involving the 2000 D penny is the existence of double die errors. A double die occurs during the die-making process when the design receives multiple impressions at slightly different positions, causing letters, numbers, or design elements to appear doubled on the finished coin. Some double dies are subtle and require magnification to detect, while others are dramatic enough for anyone to notice immediately. Imagine discovering a 2000 D penny where the date appears duplicated or the letters in Liberty look as if they have shadows beneath them. Such a coin would instantly attract the attention of collectors and grading experts across the world. The stronger and clearer the doubling, the more desirable the coin becomes because dramatic visual errors capture the imagination of collectors. Some experts believe undiscovered double die varieties may still exist because millions of 2000 D pennies remain scattered across circulation and forgotten collections. Every time someone examines an old penny carefully, there is a chance they could uncover something extraordinary. Another incredible possibility involves off-center strikes. Off-center errors happen when the blank coin fails to align properly between the dies during the striking process. As a result, only part of the design appears on the coin while the rest remains blank. These errors are visually dramatic because they clearly reveal the chaos of a minting accident frozen forever in metal. Collectors especially value off-center coins that still display the full date because the date confirms exactly when the error occurred. A 2000 D penny struck significantly off-center while also showing additional errors such as doubling or unusual coloration could become one of the most valuable modern pennies ever discovered. Every error coin tells a story about what happened inside the mint at the exact moment it was created, and collectors love piecing together those stories from tiny clues visible on the coin's surface. Die cracks are another important source of fascination surrounding the 2000 D penny. Coin dies endure tremendous pressure while striking thousands upon thousands of coins. Over time, stress can cause cracks to form in the die surface. When cracked dies continue striking coins, raised lines appear on the finished pieces. Some die cracks are small and barely noticeable, while others become dramatic jagged lines stretching across Lincoln's portrait or through the lettering. In extreme cases, chunks of the die may break away entirely, producing what collectors call cut errors, where blobs of raised metal appear along the edge of the coin. A major cut error on a pristine 2000D penny would attract enormous collector attention because such dramatic mistakes are difficult to find on modern coins. Some collectors specialize entirely in die crack varieties because each one represents a unique stage in the life of a failing die. Another extraordinary possibility involves planchet errors. Before a coin is struck, blank metal discs called planchets are prepared to exact specifications. If something goes wrong during planchet production, strange and valuable errors can result. Some planchets may be clipped, too thin, too thick, improperly plated, or even made from the wrong metal entirely. Collectors carefully weigh suspicious pennies because even tiny differences in weight may indicate an extraordinary mint mistake. Imagine finding a 2000D penny struck on a foreign planchet or experimental alloy never intended for circulation. Such a coin would instantly become a world-famous rarity. The possibility of wrong metal errors excites collectors because they reveal moments when the minting process malfunctioned in unexpected ways. Modern pennies consist primarily of zinc coated with a thin copper layer, and errors involving missing plating or improper bonding can create unusual appearances ranging from silvery surfaces to strange discoloration patterns. Some collectors believe rare transitional errors may exist where experimental materials accidentally entered production lines during periods of testing or equipment adjustment. Another reason why the 2000D penny fascinates collectors is because of die clash errors. A die clash occurs when the front and back dies strike each other without a planchet between them. This accidental collision transfers parts of one design onto the opposite die, creating ghost-like impressions on future coins. Die clash marks often appear as mysterious shapes, lines, or distorted features that inexperienced collectors may overlook entirely. Experts, however, recognize these marks as evidence of dramatic minting accidents. A strong die clash combined with doubling, off-center striking, or unusual composition could transform a 2000D penny into a legendary collectible worth incredible amounts of money. The excitement surrounding rare error coins continues growing because modern technology allows collectors to examine coins in extraordinary detail. High-powered digital microscopes and advanced photography reveal tiny features invisible to earlier generations of collectors. As a result, important new varieties continue being discovered years or even decades after coins entered circulation. Some experts believe many undiscovered 2000D penny varieties still remain hidden in ordinary collections because nobody has examined them carefully enough yet. Every old jar of coins carries the possibility of containing a hidden treasure waiting to be recognized. The condition of a coin also plays an enormous role in determining value. A rare error coin preserved in nearly perfect mint condition becomes dramatically more valuable than a worn example. Collectors examine every detail including luster, strike quality, surface preservation, and color. Modern pennies are notoriously difficult to preserve because their copper-plated zinc composition easily develops scratches, spots, and discoloration. A flawless 2000D penny with blazing original red surfaces and major minting errors would attract fierce competition among collectors. Some coins survive untouched inside mint rolls or carefully stored collections, preserving their original appearance for decades. Others suffer damage from circulation before anyone realizes their importance. This constant balance between survival and deterioration contributes to the rarity of high-grade examples. Another fascinating aspect of the 2000D penny is the possibility of broadstrike errors. Broad strikes occur when a coin is struck outside the retaining collar that normally shapes the coin's edge. Without the collar to contain the metal, the coin spreads outward during striking and becomes wider and thinner than normal. Broad-struck coins often appear distorted and dramatic, making them highly popular among error collectors. A broad-struck 2000D penny displaying additional features such as doubling or unusual metal composition could become extraordinarily valuable. Some collectors also search for rotated die errors where the front and back designs fail to align properly. These rotational mistakes occur when one die shifts from its intended position. Extreme rotations are especially desirable because they create visually obvious abnormalities. Imagine turning over a penny and discovering the reverse design appears sideways or upside down relative to the front. Such unusual features instantly separate rare error coins from ordinary examples. The year 2000 itself adds symbolic importance to these coins because it marked the beginning of a new millennium. Collectors often place extra value on coins connected to historically significant dates or transitions.